Welcome back to Open Med School. This is an introduction to neurology. Today's topic is understanding of functional anatomy of the cerebral hemisphere and the associated structures. Cerebral hemispheres comprise of the frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe on either side. And they are vital for coordinating various nervous system functions. These lobes are intricately connected and specialize in different cognitive and sensory processes, with the specific cortical areas playing crucial roles. For example, we know that the language is on the left side of the cortex, and we say that the cortex is dominant depending upon where the language area is situated. So left hemisphere is considered as the dominant hemisphere. It is because the language is situated in that areas. Now we go into a little more into the functional specialization of cerebral cortices. The frontal lobes mainly for areas 4 and 6. They are located in the anterior part of the brain. So you can say the anterior part is executive and the posterior part is mainly sensory. The frontal lobe is associated with executive functions such as decision making, planning, and impulse control. It contains predominantly the motor cortex, that is area 4, which is responsible for voluntary movement initiation. So if there is a problem with the frontal lobe, you get weakness of that side. It is because the motor execution is predominantly from the frontal lobe. The supplementary motor area, SMA area 6, aids in coordinating complex movements and planning sequence of actions. So there is not only motor area, there are supplementary motor areas are also there. The most important area that you should remember in the frontal lobe is the Broca's area, which is situated typically on the left side in the frontal lobe, the inferior frontal convolution, and is area 44. This is crucial for the speech production. Now go to the parietal lobes. Parietal lobes areas are 1, 2, 3, 5 and 7. So they are found in the posterior part. So again it is in the post-central region. That is posterior to the central sulcus. It predominantly integrates sensory information from various modalities. So this is called the sensory cortex. Primary somatosensory cortex area 3, 1, 2 process tactile and proprioceptive sensations. So the sense of interpretation of the sensations occurs in the cortex, and that is why we say about the cortical sensations. Many of the sensations or sensory perceptions are understood even at the level of thalamus. So the cortical functions are predominantly for the integrative function. Then the associative cortex of the parietal lobe is area 5 and 7. It interprets and integrates sensory inputs and contribute to spatial perception and attention. So the associative areas are very important for interpretation and integration of the sensory. Hope this point is clear. Now come to the temporal lobes. Temporal lobe, you should remember the areas 41 and 42. It is located in the lateral surface of the brain predominantly. It is crucial for the auditory processing and language comprehension. So for understanding, we already said the posterior part of the brain is mainly concerned with this perception, and so understanding of the language is in the temporal lobe. The primary auditory cortex area is area 41-42, which receives the auditory information, and close to is the Wernicke's area. It is typically on the left side and is area 22. So area 22 on the left side is concerned with the auditory interpretation, or the information is decoded in the Wernicke's area, and is very important for the language comprehension. The occipital lobe is predominantly area 17, 18 and 19. It is situated in the posterior. All of you know that's the posterior part of the brain. It is specialized in the visual processing. Primary visual cortex is area 17. It receives visual inputs from retina and initiate basic visual processing. The associative areas are area 18 and 19. So 17 is the primary visual cortex. Association area where the processing occurs is 18, 19. They analyze the visual information, allowing recognition of the shape, color, and complex patterns of. So the associative cortex is important for the interpretation. Now the other associated structures you should remember is the basal ganglia, which consists of subcortical nuclei, which are involved in the motor control and procedural learning. Thalamus act as the relay station for sensory signals and regulates consciousness and alertness. The limbic system is one which comprises structures like, it is not a lobe, it comprises structures like hippocampus, amygdala, and it is vital for memory, information, emotional regulation. Then it's the hypothalamus, which regulates the essential functions like hunger, thirst, body temperature, and circadian rhythms. And inside the cortex, there is a cerebral ventricles, which contain cerebrospinal fluid, providing mechanical support and maintaining hemostasis. So this is in short a basic information regarding the cerebral cortex. And in the next session, we will discuss the disorders related to cerebral cortical functions. Thank you.